Good evening, good evening. Perhaps it is good morning, depending upon where you are on the globe. I promise you, this will be extremely quick. I just wanted to come on to gloat just a little bit. Welcome to those that come in and those who may catch the replay. And I would like to add an industrial strength package of Pepto Bismol is en route to Philly. Hi there, member Empress. And again, hello there, Priya. How are you? Did anyone enjoy that massacre that just occurred? Now, I know I've said many, many times I'm not a betting person, and I'm not, but this is the second week in a row. Had I wagered a bet, I could do many, many things at this time. So Priya is waving to Empress, which is a beautiful thing. I love fellowship. And Facebook, I see you. How are you doing? So before I get into my gloat, let me play just a little bit. Yes, I'm going to party on the mothership. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the mothership, it's a group, Parliament, and the song is Mothership Connection, Star Child. So, needless to say, the Dallas Cowboys did what many of you thought they would not be able to do. And what was that? Put the dirty birdies down. Now, last week, many of you, hey there, member Leonia, how are you? Welcome. Perhaps it is good morning to you. It is 11:40 p.m. here. We are going through a inclement weather situation where we have heavy rains and there is some murmurings of perhaps some light snow tomorrow. So, for everyone out there, always make sure you check your weather before you leave out for your destinations. As we know, in many areas, people do not pay attention to wet roads or icy conditions. So you have to be cognizant of not only what you're doing, but others around you, because the goal should be to make it to your destination or home safe. And oh, thank you. I've been a little bit under the weather, but I've been drinking my tea and I made a delicious vegan chickpea and quote unquote fish curry that I will be putting together, but I'll be posting that on my other channel. I miss you too. I've been around, but it's good. And Leonia says it is 12:40 p.m. there. And yes, indeed, always check. Hey there, God of Dots. How are you? I'm going to put this out. I know you're not going to click but someone else may. But I want to get some constructive outlook. Oh, Empress, I thought you were already a member. Maybe it ran out. I know some of mine have. Some of them have come up. So I need to check on that. But welcome, God of Dots. And again, thank you, member Empress and Leonia, and all the members that may come in later, even though I'm not going to be on here long. But, oh, no problem. No problem. No problem at all. Make sure, though, that members, you keep your notification bells on because I plan to be doing some giveaways this upcoming weekend. So make sure that you keep those on. And Leonia is speaking. But God of Dots, if you're still in here, how did you enjoy that game? To me, and this is just my opinion, the Cowboys dominated from the very beginning. And I don't know how much of that had to do with the location of the game, which we all know was Arlington, Texas, and they had fans and the momentum, just everything went right. God of Dots says, too late for me. Philly was exposed weeks ago. I'm not really sure what that means. You're a bit more, or actually a lot more analytical than myself, but my eyes didn't deceive me or any of the Philly fans who I am sure at this moment in time are saying to themselves, oh, I thought she was. Give me a moment. I'm sorry, Empress. Thank you for letting me know that. And God of Dot says, Philly record was a mirage. Oh, thank you. I did win? Oh, thank you. Congratulations to me. But tonight's winners are the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm going to continue to say it. The Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys. And I do not care how anyone at this point in time feels about it. And I'm not going to say the Eagles' season has been a fluke because they put up 10 wins and they went undefeated for quite some time. However, let me go ahead and do this for you, God of Dots, while you're here. And Empress, I don't even know how that happened. Something strange has been going on. A video, an old video of mine, went up and I didn't even post it. So I had to put in a little message to, oh, I have a certificate last night. Kevin Gresham. Yes, it was. So everyone, please, if you don't mind, put some stars in the chat for the Dallas Cowboys. I wonder where a little Giants fan is. And let me make sure that I put up everyone's comments. So, again, for those of you who think that, Cowboys, they'll choke in the first round of the playoffs. I live in the here and the now. The here is the Dallas Cowboy with that tonight in front of, I'm sure, a record-breaking crowd. And Kevin said, great win by Dallas. Absolutely. It was a marvelous win. Marvelous. I have to check, Empress. I'll go into my settings later, but as I said, some strange things have been happening, and I had to put a little message into a support because I know how cruddy some people can be. Oh, well, thank you for those stars. And Empress is waving and she's putting those stars out. And Kevin says, Cowboys look like they have the eye of the tiger. Well, I honestly wish I could play that, but unfortunately, you play certain things, you'll get a copyright. And I don't really want to go through that. I've gone through it enough, but I am so elated. And if I'm not mistaken, it looks as if the Bears, and this is no shot at the Bears, it looks like the Bears actually won as well. And let me make sure before I say anything, I want to say the Cardinals. I'm not positive. Give me a moment. Let me check on that. I've been working and cooking and resting, trying to get my strength up. Hey there, Brett. A great Cowboys dominance. Absolutely. Absolutely. I had absolutely, and I am not being facetious, and I am not embellishing whatsoever. The Cowboys to me had, and that's exactly what happens, Empress. That happens often. Empress says, YouTube has been unsubscribing me from people's channels. Indeed. So sometimes you may want to go back and check on that. That was happening to me often. I would go and I'm like, wait a minute, I've subscribed and my notification bells are on and I don't even see them. I don't get the notifications unless I'm scrolling and I see that they're live. So, no, I'm sorry, New England actually won over the Steelers, which to me was a surprise. At Tampa Bay, that could have gone anyway. They won over Atlanta 29-25. And Chicago, as I said, they ran over my Detroit Lions. And I'm not saying that Detroit is my team. However, I've been rooting for them because they have done so well. But as I said, as I preached last week, on any given Sunday, anything could happen. So for the Bears to be able to defeat the Lions with the final score 28-13, it's a miracle. I think Chicago Bears had some of Peter Popoff's miracle water. That's the only way I could see them routing them 28-13. And Brett says, I wish we could see your facial expression on the stream. When I get a little bit better, I will. Trust me. I was going crazy last weekend. Just for a little bit. I was into myself. And Empress says, I've been busy washing and packing, trying to get myself together. Oh, I am so sorry to hear that. My prayers to you for strength during this time. You're leaving for Chicago tomorrow for your oldest brother's funeral. Again, my condolences to you and prayers to you for comfort during this time. I'm so sorry to hear that. This is a time of year where a lot of people celebrate, but at the same time, there are a lot of people who, including myself, and I don't mean to be selfish or sound like a Debbie Downer, but when you've had loss, you're happy for other people. You truly are, but it's a painful time. It's really painful. So you do your best to keep your spirits up for those around you, and also continue to practice being an empath if that's what you are for others. So that's how I feel on that. And Priya is still here. Thank you so much, Priya. The Bengals, 34 over the Colts, which I really thought the Colts were going to win. But again, as I said, you never know. Cleveland, surprisingly, 31 over the Jaguars, 27. And here's no surprise, the New Orleans Saints, 28 over Carolina Panthers. I am quite sure Carolina at this time really wishes and are praying that this season just goes quickly. Even the New York Jets put up 30 points to the Houston Texans, who only put up single digits, 6. Jets over Texans, 30-6. And home team, well, one of the home teams, the Baltimore Ravens, were able to pull a win out, 37 in overtime. In overtime, ladies and gentlemen, 37-31. This right here, I don't even want to waste my breath on it. Hey there, member twin. How are you? Looking forward to your next song. And again, members, make sure your notification bells are on, because I plan on doing a giveaway this weekend. So make sure your notification bells are on, and I'll send out reminders as well. But as I said, I don't even want to mention this poor little score, but I must. Minnesota Vikings, 3 over the Las Vegas Raiders, who couldn't even put up 1 point. Not a 1. And Empress says, I was driving myself crazy trying to figure out how I was going to get the money to go, but the Most High God provides. Empress, you do not have to tell me. I have been in so many situations where I'm wondering, okay, how am I going to do this? And it may not always be financial. A lot of times it is for many people, but I believe if you are a good heart and you put out a certain energy, it comes back. And when you bless people with sincere kindness, you never know how and when it returns. So keep that in mind. You've always been kind to me. So I am glad. And I'm not surprised. As I've said, I've had things to go on. And at the last minute, I've had a reprieve. And in life, we always know that once we get out of one situation, there's another right around the corner. I've been in seasons where every time I've turned around, it was something else. But I believe, and this is just my belief, it builds character. It will add some wrinkles and grays along with it. But if you just stand on faith, what is for you, in my opinion, in my belief, and I'm not pushing that down anyone's throat, it's just I've been on this earth 55 years. So I have seen many things that it's impossible for man to be able to do. So again, these are my opinions, my thoughts, my observations, my experiences. Just Stand on faith if that is what you believe. And just know that we all have our crosses to bear. We all have things that will happen in life, but it's how we deal with it. And also, while we're going through, how we treat other people. Priya is still smiling. And Empress says, you just don't know what I've been going through behind the scenes. No, I don't. But I will always pray for those who may be suffering in silence or going through things. And sometimes, if you pay attention to patterns, you'll know if somebody might be going through something like an illness or relationship issues, because they might be very visible online and then they may fall off. And I really don't like to pry. So when I see that, especially when I'm used to seeing certain people, I'll just say a quiet prayer and believe that it reaches them. Next, San Fran did it again. 28 over Seattle, 16. And the Bills knocked off the Chiefs. Final score there, 20-17. And in, well, it's not really a surprise, but Denver knocked off the Chargers. Final score there, 24-7. And the big news of the night. And Empress, I don't know how deep you are within numbers, but there are a lot of threes in this game. Yes, indeed. And that's for everybody. So those of you that are in here and those that may catch the replay, if this is something you would like to do, please keep Empress in your thoughts in reference to the loss of her brother. Thank you so much. Again, the final score of the big game, Dallas 33 and the Philly Eagles 13. So that's 3-3, 1-3. I'm not really good with numbers and gematria, Empress, but that's 3 threes and 1-1. I'm not sure what meaning, if any, is behind that, but that's a lot of threes. So I'm sure there's some significance. Yes, you do, as well as Bro Sanchez. And he gets extremely deep. But when I saw that score, I'm like, that's a lot of threes. So I'm sure there's a significance to that. Indeed. But I just wanted to come on really quickly to say, how about those Cowboys? And to the Miami Dolphins fan, you know who you are. You talk cash money stuff too, thinking that the Cowboys would lose, but they didn't. Didn't want to listen. Nobody listens. So, in the NFC East, we have a tie. We have a tie. Hi there, member Melly. How are ya? I'm doing swell. Did you see that game? I know you did. We have a 2-way tie in the NFC East. the Dallas Cowboys, 10-3. That felt so good rolling off of my tongue. Let me say it again. The Dallas Cowboys, 10-3. And Philadelphia Eagles, 10-3 as well. The Giants of New York, 4-8. And the Washington Commanders, 4-9. Yes, I had mentioned that earlier, Melly Mel, but you weren't here. But yes, Buffalo took care of the Chiefs. Fancy that. And Detroit is still leading in their division, 9-4. Minnesota, 7-6. Green Bay, 6-6. Chicago, again, that's Johnny Blaze's team. I think it's his team. But they're actually 5-8. Tampa Bay, NFC South, holding on to 6-7, along with Atlanta and New Orleans and Little Carolina. I know they are the only team who has managed to only put up one win. Just one. Oh, Melly says, I am an AFC guy. Well, congratulations. And San Fran, along with the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, they are at the top of their division, 10-3, while the Rams and Seattle share 6-7, and the Arizona Cardinals, who happened to beat my Cowboys earlier this year, 3-10. AFC for Melly. Miami's on top, 9-3. Buffalo, 7-6. And the Jets, 5-8. And the New England Patriots, who I mentioned earlier, pulled off a win today, 3-10. Hey there, Member Daddy. How are you? Welcome. And as I mentioned, members, please make sure your notification bells are on for a giveaway planned for this weekend. And I will set out reminders as well. Melly said, watch out for Baltimore. Yes, Baltimore is actually a fierce, but we already knew that at the beginning of the season. They are actually joining the San Francisco 49ers and Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys with standings of 10-3. Can the New York Giants fans, can the Commanders say the same? Nope. And Cleveland is holding on in their division, which is the AFC North, 8-5, while Pittsburgh and Cincinnati both share 7-6. Thank you, Daddy. I appreciate that. And the AFC South, Jacksonville is on top, 8-5, while Indianapolis and Houston both share 7-6, while the Tennessee Titans are at the bottom, 4-8. And lastly, the AFC West. Kansas City on top in their division, 8-5. Denver, 7-6, while the Chargers and Las Vegas both share standings of 5-8. and 8. So that is what we have so far. And let me see something really quick. You may not have it. So, as it relates to playoffs, the AFC leaders, as of today, Baltimore 10-3, Miami 9-3, Kansas City and Jacksonville sharing 8-5. And everyone is speaking, which is awesome. Fellowship is great. Wild card. Cleveland 8-5, Pittsburgh and Indianapolis both 7-6. The NFC leaders. Oh, this feels so good to be able to say. The NFC leaders. As of today, remember, I live for the here and the now. The NFC leaders are San Fran 10-3, Dallas. Oh, my exes live in Texas. Dallas Cowboys also 10-3. Detroit 9-4, and surprisingly, Tampa Bay. And Melly said, Cleveland is a sleeper. We shall see what Cleveland may do in the following few weeks. Wild card. Who dropped to the wild card? Philly, Minnesota, and the 6-6 Green Bay. Let me see. And way down below, I see the Giants and Washington, and Arizona and Carolina. The lowest teams. The lowest teams who have put up no more than 4 wins. And I'll repeat that one more time. The New York Giants, 4 wins. Washington Commanders, 4 wins. Arizona Cardinals, 3 wins. Carolina Panthers, 1 win. 1. Uno. O-N-E. 1. So let me dust off for quite a few of you out there. And put these comments up really quick. Everyone is still waving. That was my quick live. And again, congratulations to my team, America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, who after the San Francisco 49ers put down the Birds, they came right back and were put down again. The major question I would be asking is, will these 2 losses change the paradigm for the remainder of the regular season for the Eagles? I just wonder. Yes, Daddy, congratulations. Congratulations. And it's going to be a wonderful Victory Monday. And if a particular team is defeated tomorrow night, it's going to be even more sweet. So, with that, everyone, enjoy the remainder of your Sunday. As I said, perhaps maybe it is Monday, depending upon where you are. And I hope and plan to see and or hear from some of you again really soon, virtually, of course. Empress, again, my condolences and prayers to you and everyone else. You know the rest. Be safe, be well, and be healthier. Enjoy.